We're giving up van life for a little while. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. We're going to take a little pause from all of our adventures to bring you an update because we have to make some changes in our plans, and since y'all have been along on this adventure with us for so long, we thought you might want to know what to expect. Before I jump into the update, I do have one ask for you. If you could watch this video all the way to the end and maybe even jump and watch another video, we are so close to getting our channel monetized, which would help and go a long way in keeping us on the road for longer and being able to continue to bring all of these adventures to you. If you don't know a lot about YouTube, you have to get over 1,000 subscribers, which we do, thank you so much, and 4,000 watch hours within a year in order for them to monetize your channel. And we are about 200 watch hours away. So if all of our subscribers, or if you're new, just watch 1 or 2 videos, we can get there. So yeah, it would be really, we would be immensely we already are grateful, even if you don't go do that. We'll be even more grateful for you to help us reach that milestone. But anyways, let me jump into this update. So if this is your first time here, my partner Rachel and I, we built a van. We quit our 9-to-5 jobs and we hit the road about 1.5 years ago. And I work remotely and Rachel works on all this content stuff. And we are traveling around the country hoping to live a slower life. We both worked very high stress jobs and felt like we weren't really enjoying life as very much. And we certainly have been enjoying life this past year. We've gotten to see so many places that I don't think we would have seen otherwise, and had made so many friends and had so many experiences. It has just been incredible. And our plan was to continue that adventure and continue to explore out west. We've really enjoyed being out west. There are so many free places to camp, and the nature is just like so different from the East Coast that oftentimes we feel like we're on a totally different planet. Like, I've just felt so at peace out west. But back in July, I got a call from my brother that my dad was in the hospital. And after a bunch of tests and things, it turns out that he got diagnosed with cancer. And so our plans are changing. Instead of continuing our explorations of the West Coast, we are headed back east. We're actually right today, as we speak, already in Ohio at the Cuyahoga National Park. And so we are making some stops along the way to explore the East Coast. And we don't necessarily need to get home by a certain time yet, because we're still learning more about what's going on with my dad and what the next steps are. But we wanted to be out that way so that we were within a short drive of getting back to him. My family lives in Pennsylvania, Delaware area, and Rachel's family's in New Jersey. So we are making the trek back east. I have a lot of feelings about it. Obviously, my number one priority is making sure that my dad comes out of this okay, and I hope that he does. And at the same time, I am a very planned person, and it's hard for me when plans change. And I will say van life has helped me a lot with kind of getting over that aspect of my personality. I think it's a control thing. But like, as much as we show all the great things in van life, we've also shown you some of the things that pop up, like our heater breaking or dealing with some crazy people on the road. And so it's not all rainbows and sunshine, you know? So yeah, I've learned to be more flexible and adjust when plans change. But this was like such a big, drastic change. We had all these plans to go into Canada and then go down the West Coast. And then my mom was going to fly out and do van life with me for a little bit. Some things I was just really excited about. And so I mean, we've known for a while now, and so I've certainly had some time to process, and I'm in a better headspace about it. But I've definitely had a lot of mixed emotions, and it's like I feel bad because I don't want to come off as like a brat or being selfish at the end of the day. Like my dad has cancer, and I think it's okay for both of those things to exist in the same space. Like, feel really sad about that, and know that I need to get out east, and be sad that our plans are changing. And so I'm just trying to grapple and be okay with feeling both of those things. But in the interim, since finding out that news, really just trying to stay optimistic, both for my dad's sake and for my own mental health. And I think part of that has been kind of trying to find the silver linings to all of this. One of those that I'm actually excited about is we are heading to New England. Rachel and I, are both from out east, but we haven't spent that much time exploring New England. And we're going to hit it in October, which is like perfect because the fall leaves are changing. So we'll be able to see all the foliage. And so, that's exciting. That was on our bucket list. We're getting to that one sooner than later. I think this has also made us realize that, we've been on the road for almost, I guess, January, a little bit over a year. And I think originally we thought we'd be able to see everything we wanted to see in 2 years. It's becoming very clear that's not the case, and we're going to be out here for longer, and that's okay too. It's kind of weird not to have an end game here. I've always had an end game, but yeah, I think overall there's people coming. So I just climbed up these stairs and I'm so out of breath, so let's take a little intermission. You can see some clips for some of our travels back east so far. We've been able to hit some pretty cool spots along the way. And I'll be back when I catch my breath. Yo, that's so cool. Okay, we're back. I'm a little sweatier now. Still a little out of breath, but I think we can make this work. So anyways, I don't know where I left off. Whew. But, yeah, so we are going east. We're going to make it all the way to Maine. Should be able to check out New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts. And then our goal is to get back to New Jersey in time to vote. And I'll be flying to Florida to cast my vote as well, because that's really important. So if you haven't already, no matter how you think, make sure you register to vote and get out there to the polls. So I say all that to say is our content's probably going to look a little bit different during this time. We still are going on a bunch of adventures and we plan to capture those. But then we're going to be home for like 6 weeks. Oh, I forgot to tell you also, my job that was basically 100% remote has now put something in place where I have to work from schools for about 30 days during the school year. So that was the other silver lining, because now that I'm going to be home, that'll be easier to do than having to try to fly back. And then we'll figure that out for next year. But for this year, I think I've got it covered. So anyways, we have some ideas for content for when we're home. Like, we want to show you some of our favorite spots in New Jersey, because since we've been on the road, we get so much hate when we say we're from New Jersey. But New Jersey's a pretty cool state. I have a lot of repairs to do on the van, so we'll probably bring you along for some of those. And we just need to do a purge, because now every time we go home, we realize stuff we really don't need. And so we're going to get rid of some stuff and free up some space so we can make space for some other fun things. So that's some of the things that we'll be bringing you. We'd love any other ideas of content you'd like to see while we're home. Feel free to drop that in the comments. But we're going to try to still bring you consistent content for the most part while we are adventuring and while we're home. Hopefully we can do some weekend adventures. So yeah, thank you for tuning into this update. Remember, it's okay for plans to change. It's all about finding the silver lining. And I think we found that. Prayers for my dad, or whatever you do, if you pray, if you ask the universe, or if you put good vibes in the air, whatever you do, please do that. Feel free to follow us on Instagram, where we post more regular updates of our day-to-day lives. Send us a message over there. Happy to chat with anybody who's, gone through something like this before. It's definitely a first for me. But again, it's just another reminder. It's just another reminder of why we chose to hit the road, in our 40s, almost 40, instead of waiting, because you just never know what the future holds. And so we are so glad that we decided to stop saying later and went to figure out how to slow down now. If you made it this far, again, we really appreciate you. Thank you for watching all the way through, helping us get those watch hours. Feel free to go, start a playlist and just turn it on in the background. Help us get there. Yeah, we just really appreciate all of you who have been following along since day one, or if you're new here, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button so you can follow along on all of our adventures, even when our plans change, because we're still going to figure out how to go slow down.